Sunday, May 15th, 2022, 12:27 p.m. I am not okay. My sleep schedule is a little bad. Oh, kitty. Oh, there, kitty. 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 Our heat has been on still. Trying to keep. Oh, I can't come out. It's because he's working and he didn't want the cats being able to get out. But I wanted to show what it looks like outside. And I can't. So I'll just. Oh, I can. No, I can't. Yes, I can. No, I can't. Well, at least it works. I want my human out. I want my cat out. Just wanna. I'm avoiding having the bath suit. So this is a very brief moment before the spiders take over the balcony and he doesn't want to sit out here. So while I've been inside, I think I've missed the cherry blossoms entirely. I'm not sure if they're falling. But look at the trees. They were just the other day, but now they're all blooming. The regular trees, the gorgeous. So it's very green. You can see it looks hot out there. The water's been pretty blue, but now you can see the haze of heat. It's not too bad actually. There's a cool breeze up here, but yeah, this is it looking very green and spring and lush. I haven't been out. Look at this flowers. Oh, bird. It's supposed to be lunar eclipse tonight. Full moon lunar eclipse. And we may or may not have a view of it depending on whether the weather is okay or not. I like the sky. The full moon. My hand's too shaky to get a clear shot. The full moon, which will be an eclipse tonight, or was an eclipse, is glowing over the water, but my hand's too shaky to get a good shot of it. Sorry. The eclipse is happening right now. It's full moon. This isn't going to show much at all. It's a full moon, but you can see the eclipse happening right now. Will I be able to see that from the balcony, or is it only the bedroom window? The eclipse is happening right now. It's like a fingernail. That's the full moon, like a fingernail, and I can't even show it. It's happening right now, and I can't. 11:11, make a wish. I don't know. It's nearly eclipsed. Do you see it? Mm-hmm. It's almost eclipsed, and my camera's just showing it as a big glowing thing, and oh well, the moon's about to disappear. Oh, that's too bad. I can't get a proper. The eclipse is happening right now. Oh. It's a fingernail. I'm able to see an eclipse happening from the bedroom window of the Toronto apartment. Even though my video isn't very good. But everybody else is able to get, lots of people are able to get really good things of this. It's really cool though. I guess I wouldn't see that from the balcony, eh? It's too far over this way.
Yeah.
Good thing we do have a bedroom window to see that. Oh, I'm sorry I can't get it better. It's disappearing like a... It's the worst video of an eclipse ever. 2 windows and... Just so cool that that's happening. So, it's eclipsing just cool. That's so cool. Full moon lunar eclipse is happening. So, I haven't been able to get a good video of it, but there it is. It's like a fingernail moon. But it's full moon eclipsing. Turns out that I can see it from the balcony. I just have to go out here and then look right there. See? Again, I won't be steady enough to be able to get it, but it's a fingernail. Well, no, it's half now. There's a full moon eclipse happening, lunar eclipse. That is so cool. Sorry I can't get a good video of it, but my hand's shaking. I don't have the tripod out, and I really didn't think I'd be able to see it from here. Thought I'd only be able to see it through the bedroom, but there it is. The moon is nearly eclipsed. My dad loved this stuff. He would have had his telescope out years ago and been watching the eclipse of the moon. I slept on the floor of my book nook till about 7:30 a.m. and then I went laid in bed for about less than an hour. Watched a video. Look how green it is out here. I stopped making videos, clips for a bit. I fell into a really... well, I didn't fall... Oh, there's a garbage truck. I didn't fall into it. I mean, of course I'd be depressed after, you know, my dad died and that stuff. But I found it difficult to make any sort of clips for a while because of trying to make, when I tried to do the end of April vlogs, and they're just too difficult. Let me try to change the settings so that's clear. Is that clear? No, that doesn't look right either, does it? I try to make the vlog for the end of April, or from 20th to 23rd, 2-3 times, and it had a corrupted file, so I've got to start over again. But it's so emotionally, it's a big emotional thing that I'm half tempted to just skip over that block of time and make the videos from the time after that. I think this is the only way I can start getting them done, and then make a video, make the vlogs for the time after that, and then go back later and do that block of time from April 20th to 23rd. That's what I'll probably do. Then I can further look at which file's corrupted. Oh, it seems to be a good idea. And the wind's picking up, so. Look how beautiful that is, so that's probably what I'll do, just so I can move forward and start to take some clips day to day again without feeling like I'm getting further and further behind. Look how all those trees are. Oh, now the rain's coming. Nope, that was just a bug landing on my finger for a moment. Flying. What's the other doing? See all the more vines? Okay. Smash. Smash. Hi. Hi. Smudges. Yeah. And the boys dancing in a peacock. Hello, boys. How you guys doing? Been really missing my dad today. The moon is so much bigger than what it looks like in this quick clip. It's a bright orange and full waning. And see it over right now. It's not very good through this. Hold on. No. I want to take video. The moon is so much bigger than what it looks like in this quick clip. It's a bright orange and full waning, and see it over the lake. The moon is so much bigger than what it looks like in this quick clip. Yeah. Oh, that didn't work out. Information with the spot for chai. There's the smudges, the Vincent and the Peacock. visit. Go. Smudge is on the bed right now. She's always moving this around now. Sometimes she leaves this right on the floor near the door, like she's leaving it for Chuck. Did Vincent? And he goes up in my book nook, which looks like it's overgrown. It is with books. It's hot. Just watching some books and texts. I know. I need more bookshelves or less books, and you can never need less books, so. Hit it? That fly wants to hold on to dear life here. There's a fly outside the balcony door that's big, or some kind of bug, and it is holding on for dear life as the storm comes through. There's a fly outside the balcony door. I'm not keeping that. Dude, look at this bug. It won't let go.
Yeah, it's just a...
It was on here. No,
Yeah.
it's just a big bug.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is it a bee?
No, but it's a beetle.
A beetle. It was like... Look at these clouds, eh?
Those clouds.
Yeah. It's awesome. I want to stand on the balcony, but...
You can. You're not going to get blown off of it.
Severe thunderstorm warning issued. They did it again. They're like, hey, that's like the third time they've done that. What do you think? What do you think? boats out on the water to watch fireworks. Right there, but my arm is too shaky. Much more distance over this off. Over there. I don't feel that ominous sense of dread like I did at New Year. I just feel I have sadness. I think of my dad, how he'll never have a May 24 again, like another, I'll never see fireworks again. And I'm sure there's a lot who gets to see. In the far distance, you can see that there's a lot of fireworks way that way. And later there'll be a bunch at Ashford, just about probably sunset will be set off by the water as well. It's just surreal to know, you know, you won't really know that I had this, like he knew where everybody hasn't been come here, so he didn't like heights, but I think he might have been impressed with the view of I don't know. I think he saw plenty of stars and sky on his camping trips and his road trips and adventures with people, but it is beautiful skyline. It's a very bright sun. Well, so the view of me. Hi, welcome to me talking on a vlog for the first time in a while. It sounds like a summer party outside, but it's the nearby, is it BMO field or something? I don't know. There's stuff going on. I live in a big city and this is supposed to, everything's supposed to be, it's all good to go now. Let's recommence everything, because so, you know, I haven't been outside since April, and we're approaching the beginning of June. And I am concerned about myself. I want to go outside. I wanted to see the cherry blossoms, the Sakura cherry blossoms that had bloomed in May this month. But I didn't make it out, and I think that most of the blooms have fallen by now. There might still be some. Yeah, that's definitely music in the background. It sounds like summer. When is the beginning of summer? Isn't it until, oh, it's like June 20 something, isn't it? Huh. I'm like, what day is the beginning of? But today is Tuesday, May 24th, and it's 9:34 p.m. now. So, I am so anxious trying to do this video. I want to like show you guys the overgrown books. I've gone overboard with the foliage. the leaves in my book nook. It looks quite overgrown, and like every shelf was eaten up by these leaves. But it's okay. It feels, the leaves help. They're not real, so, but the green is helpful. Okay, how am I doing? So, I am scared. I'm wondering when I'll go outside. Like, this is definitely the grips of one of the more severe agoraphobic episodes, I guess, I've had. And the anxiety is compounded by grief and sadness. I'm struggling with that, while at the same time going, live, get out there, go see things, take photographs. You miss the cherry blossoms, don't miss everything. Go out there, wander around, take long walks. You feeling, bad about how you look, feel, etc. But just go out there anyway. You're alive still. Go out there and take pictures of what you see again, and just get out there while you can. You're so lucky to live here. Do it. And do the things. That's the other thing. I have to go out. I have to get my dad's bank account. It's closed. He's gone. I have to do the executor stuff. I have to just face that stuff and do it. I have a deadline of the tax year of next year. If the final return isn't done by then, I think I'm in trouble as an executor. If I don't, or they do it or something, I don't know. But I gotta do that. I've gotta do that stuff. And I'm functioning at minimal capacity. I had a bath today. My hair is clean. That's like an accomplishment. That's an accomplishment. I'm overwhelmed with my own grief, and then I'm also like just in general pretty sad about a lot of things going on in the world. It's a lot. I'm not safely protecting myself. I don't mean bubbling like this agoraphobic thing. I mean like I'm not shielding myself enough from how overwhelming it can be to be on the mode of our goal is to stay alive. Which sounds dramatic, but it kind of is our goal for this year. I speak that as the household. Sadly, it's, Chai is gone, and we have a big vacant spot in our hearts in the household. My chest hurts talking about things, but I'm gonna throw back to when people were using these. Remember everyone had them? I have 2 of them because I was given them. Oh, I think a big clump of fur dust came out. I have this blue one. Oh, that's so blue. And then maybe this one wasn't, I don't know if that wasn't even, I like this color most. I'm gonna fidget with it while I talk to you. So, yeah, my breathing, I can't even talk about this stuff. So, dealing with the fact that my dad is dead is really hard. February went by so fast and so slow. It was so weird. It's like it went by so weird, and now And now it's, now the months are really going by. And, I'm panicky. I'm panicky and I'm sad. Not 24/7. I mean, I watch things that make me laugh, or, you know, or we'll have a bit of combo or something. But overall, I am struggling. Struggling with, that, and also with, I want to go outside so badly, but I also feel such anxiety about it, and I'm just sort of trapped between those two feelings, and it's too immense for me to just go through right now. Like, to push through it, like I'm not able to push myself through it, or else I would have seen the spring blossoms, and I would have photographed them, and I would have taken video, and I would have done all that. But I haven't. I've watched the trees bloom, green leaves, from up here in the apartment, and that's been the extent so far of my experience of spring, except from within the apartment in the balcony space. It's kind of cool. It's gonna go back the other way. Yeah, it goes back the other way. Oh, that's neat. Or whatever it's doing. The battery's already flashing low for the video, so I'm gonna switch up batteries, but I'm thankful to still be here, but I'm wanting to I feel like I should be living more, but I'm scared. And the pressure I felt before is even more now that my dad is gone. So I'm really sad. And I was already sad, so I'm sure a lot of people are dealing with grief. A lot of people are losing people, have lost people. I keep saying that. Not just, it doesn't comfort me, it's that this is not like a unique experience. This is, a lot of people are dealing with this. And, gonna read from my journal. My old ones. You know. Read about my dad. You'd think 68 years is a long time, but it's not. My dad raised me alone for a bit, and then he had a girlfriend moving at some point, but then he had my stepmother move in when I was 7 or whatever. 6, 7. Because he thought a woman should raise me. He loved her a lot. He still had a picture of her and him by his bed along with a couple other people, but she was horrible. She's abusive and horrible. And she was the start of making sure my dad and I didn't have personal touch or contact because it made her jealous, but also because a friend of theirs had been accused of doing something to a child, and they I don't know, she warped my dad, and it went from me and my dad being the closest things ever. Because, like, you know, I rode on the back of my dad's bicycle. He taught me how to bike ride. I lived with him. He took me to nursery school. He raised me on his own for a while, and he would call out into the streets when the lights would come on at night. I'd come home after playing with the neighborhood people. He was trying his best, and he did pretty good, actually. I wish he had tried. I wish he had waited for someone better than what he got when, like, she was not a very good person. But, what she did was so damaging for my father and I that I think it wasn't until in my 20s that he'd do a hug, but it was like a squeeze on the back of the neck, just a quick, like a pretend hug. I think we eventually hugged more fully a couple times in my 30s. And I hoped we would get to the point where it felt more natural for us, because we did love each other. Like, up till quite an age, he was my hero, of course. And then there came a time where he was not, because, you know, you get to that point where you see how fallible they are. And then, as an adult, later, like, I guess my 30s to now, I was really concerned for him because of his illness. Well, also afraid about myself, but I could tell he was struggling with some stuff, and he thought he had a handle on everything, and he didn't. And it's okay. You know, I'm grateful that I got to spend some time with him because of Laurel, his friend Laurel. When she took him on, they would go on they would do stuff all the time, day tripping and all these different cool things, and I went with him a few times, and I'm grateful I got some time with my dad as an adult. But I'm so sad about the times I will never have with him. I'm grateful that he met his birth family. I haven't met them yet, except for Uncle Mike, who passed last May. Him and my dad died less than a year apart. So, it's the fact that a whole life, somebody's life, that the memories my dad had of me, oh, it'd be so annoying when he'd say, when I dream of you, you're 5 years old, which was when it was just us still, but you're as wise as you are now, it frustrated me. They'd see me as that 5-year-old kid, and I'd be like, Dad, I'm a grown adult with thoughts, feelings, and I exist right now, not just as that 5-year-old. I wonder if in the end, I don't blame him, I guess, for that. That's before, the big mistakes were made, before, Linda was in our lives, before I guess in a way he was acknowledging, before I was broken later in life, in many ways. But all of his stories are gone now. The stories, the person who knew me, and all that I knew about him. I mean, try remembering everything during a time where people are forgetting what they walked into a room for, because everybody's dealing with some baseline of trauma right now, as we try to pretend like everything's normal for a while as everything's going on, and then add on to that grief, and then add on to the person's really gone. Now we're gonna hear those stories again. Nobody else. I used to tell him I wish he'd made YouTube videos. That if he'd talked to the camera, people would have really found him interesting. Interesting to look at, and interesting just as a person. Then I would have had the stories as well to watch. Grief is a common experience so many of us share, or inevitably will. And yet it's such an isolating experience, isn't it? People feel uncomfortable talking to you about the person who died, or nobody wants to cause you, well, most people don't want to cause you pain, or they're all wrapped up in their own pain, or they don't want to feel uncomfortable if they talk about it, or they're repressing their own pain of grief. So when you're going through it, unless you have a really good support system of people, you're just going through it utterly alone. And worse, you've lost someone. I don't even have chai now to demand around the house, and to make her demands, and to be comforting. she had mouth cancer, as we found out when we took her to the vet right away. Not right away, I mean that day, and then she was gone that day because it was terminal and she was gonna die very soon. It was bad. She was good to us. She was suffering that much, and she had lost so much weight. I mean, clearly we didn't see it till after and comparing photos, but she was still so good to us, considering what she must have been feeling. But the loss of her has expanded the grief. And so, you know, I know, be grateful for what you still have, be grateful for the other cats, be grateful for your book nook and where you live, and the sound of the train outside, and the sound of a concert nearby, and the boats on the lake, and the glittering, sparkling city lights, and the computer, and the game you can play, and the books you can read or not read. But my chest hurts so much. And I'm so sad. And I can distract myself. And I can... The nightmares are bad again. They've been bad, and it's just... But while I'm feeling all this, I'm really like, I know that I'm okay. Like, I'm okay. And I am loved, and it's okay. And it just happened. Give myself some time. But there's also that sense of urgency I always felt to do something, be something, accomplish things, make it all mean something. Make it all worth it. There's nothing like cleaning out somebody's apartment of what they owned, putting it into donation bags and garbage bags, sorting through to empty it for a landlord, and going, what, how do I know what meant most? How do I know? What if, is this their whole life now? What do I... His sister, he was raised with, they were both adopted, but they were from different families. They were adopted by my granny Pullen, and she never even called me back about it. And eventually she wrote a curt email indicating I should speak to a lawyer. There's already one assigned to the will, and so she had nothing to say or do, and there are photos of her and my dad when they were young, and when they also went on a trip together after I think it was their father's death. horses. All these photos. What do you mean to people when you're gone? I feel like now it's on me to help people remember my dad, his Granny Pullen, his mom. I can't say who all the people were in the family in the photos when the ones don't have stuff written on the back, so I'm just gonna put them all together in a book and let it be a mystery. But I have to put it all together and share it, because after I'm gone, there's nobody that will have those things unless I give them. I have to give them to a society or something, like an archive. But I have to do something with them because I can't carry it forward. I can't. I have nobody to do that, so the writer part of me should just do that, put it in a book. But I've been meaning to do that for... It's about 4:45 in the morning, and I'm gonna go to bed soon, but I wanted to show this. There's a crescent moon. I'm too shaky already. But look at it. You can see that the palette of the sunrise is happening prior to. It's just very lovely. My dad's wind chimes are going. Will this be the day that I go for a walk after I've slept for a bit, or look at the moon. The window. Let's see if I can get a... No, I'm too shaky and too tired. Okay, so it's Tuesday, May 31st, 9:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't even remember what I asked for him to reply as. Okay, so, had the heat turned off. We've had, like, heat waves, and, they weren't gonna turn the heat off till the first, and then they said they did turn the heat off, but again, our apartment still had heat. Now, heat is great during cold, but when you're in a heat wave, no. So, I guess they said it was off, but they shut off the breaker for that, and then now the heat is off. So, which is good because it was getting unbearable. It was really bad, especially overnight. I've done a lot of sleeping on the floor in my book nook lately, and then getting to the bedroom, and he's always like trying to wake me up to get me to go to the, and I'll know he's waking me up, but I'll stay right where I am on the floor in my book nook, and then go to bed maybe again, and then have more nightmares. And last night my dad he's been in them before, but last night was a very vivid. I got really vivid about some things, and it made me sad. And that probably has a lot to do with, like, yesterday I called RCMP because I got a letter in the mail regarding, because my dad had a firearms license, because he owned, his grandfather's Winchesters and Cooeys and his father's, just old rifles. My dad was very meticulous about his rifles. They were in a gun locker safe. He had a binder of everything, every detail. He kept up with the laws. He kept his ID, firearms license current. In fact, that's like one of the last pieces of ID that is the most recent, that was terrifying to look at, because my dad was practically unrecognizable within 2 years from the decline from the disease, from end-stage alcoholism. It was like, I couldn't believe how much it affected him. But aside from that, he was very, very good about it. And it was so difficult in February when I was at the apartment I had to like donate so much stuff and go through all the papers, trying to find the paperwork and things like that, and throw out so much. We had to clear out that apartment within the month, and that was tough. And so I found ammunition. My dad was always very good about that stuff, but there was ammunition out, and that was very unlike my father. And his last call had been to a suicide helpline. Now, just to be clear, my father never did that to himself. He had mentioned it in years prior, and when he knew that he might think of that, he had them put off-site, and in the gun safe, and he had them elsewhere. Because as he went through a lot of pain, right? I mean, Ernest Hemingway did it. So imagine, my dad didn't do it though. He didn't do that. But when he lost both houses, thanks to various things that happened, the gun safe ended up having to be in the apartment. Now, he did have a whole bunch of, like, his movies boxes and stuff in front of it. So, like, it was, he couldn't easily get to his guns, but he did get to them, obviously, to keep things up to date as far as, like, his licensing and the paperwork. But it wasn't like, if he was going to make a decision, he wouldn't just be able to walk on over and unlock his stuff. But when I saw the ammunition, during all the stress of what was going on, I did call the police to get them to take that, because I didn't know what to do, and I didn't want that. I didn't want that I didn't want ammunition around. And it just seemed, I didn't know what to do. So they did say, a police officer came over, and then they said that they would dispose of the guns if I couldn't find somebody with a firearms license to take them within the hour. That happened in February. So I didn't know anybody with a firearms license, and husband had a coworker who, thankfully, never met him, but he came over, and he was the one that in front of the police officer took the guns into his possession legally with his verified firearms license. And that was a relief, but it was also sad. It was scary to, like, trust someone I didn't know, but there was, like, kind of a sign that it was the right thing to do, because the guy noticed the Avro Arrow, one of the Avro Arrow photos my dad had, and my dad was fanatical about Avro Arrow, amongst other things. But the fact that this young man knew about Avro Arrow and was also passionate about that project, that made it feel like the right thing to do. I mean, aside from the worst thing would be, like, for everything to have been destroyed. I mean, my dad was an heirloom from his father, like, where he was taught with it. And it's all been so hard, all of it. But so I got a letter, and I was immediately like, oh my God, like, how did they know? And I guess that means that Service Canada got my package of, here's the death certificate, here's the will saying that I am executor, here's all the information. And I guess, so I called to let them know where the guns had gone. And, it's like a customer service line that answers, and the person who talked with me had no idea she didn't know what a cooey was or anything. She didn't know that gun, she didn't know anything, and it was so frustrating because I was anxious. It's anxious for me to deal with stuff regarding my dad still, because I am really in the throes of grief. And I mean, when my husband handed me the letter, I was like, as soon as it said estate of Stephen Charles, it was upsetting. Like, I needed him to read it, just because it's not easy. Meow. Meow. I'm okay. Come here. Is that smudges? Well, it's super hot in here, so anyway, what if I was meowing at just a sound from outside and I had no idea? But sometimes the cats will meow and I answer them and let them know I'm okay. What happened is, that was a stressful call. I didn't understand if I was doing everything right, because oh, it is a cat. Hi! I'm over here. I'm in the book nook. I'm in here. Hi. Oh, it is Vincent. Vincent, you sounded like a smudges. You never make a sound. Hi. Hi. I know it's hot. I'll turn the fan back on in a minute. Hi. Hi. You got food, you got water, and you got love. What more do you need? I'm okay. I'm just standing in the corner of my book nook, talking to myself. So, yeah, I dealt with that, and the call got a little stressful because I don't think she was understanding what I was. I don't know. Anyway, it was weird. But then it was done, and then today, so then I had the nightmares last night, and then today I finally called the two other banks of the cards I had in his wallet to let him know to cancel the card, or to say it was stolen, till I can get into the bank with my documentation so I can officially deal with the closing of the accounts that have nothing in them, but and find out what is, that it's very sad. It's very sad. It's very upsetting. And I had a hard time calling the banks, let alone I'm not at the point of going to the banks. There's two I need to go to. And I'm not even talking about the one that I want to be in touch with so I can get a paper trail about what happened with the houses. That's a whole other thing that I need to do. I need to be able to. I had a hard time on the phone, but there was a very nice customer service person for the one bank, and he was really great to talk with, and he actually was very compassionate about what I was going through. I mean, I still have to go in with the documentation, but he actually listened and had empathy towards me, which was really nice as a human being being heard, because I'm having a hard time. I'm sorry it took so long to do this, but I don't even, this is hard enough. I don't know if I'm ready for the point where I go to the bank with the paperwork, with the death certificate, with all that, and go, my dad is dead. I need to close his accounts, or is there anything that the estate needs to know? And then, hope you guys don't need money because it's going insolvent. There's nothing there, It's all very stressful. And so it's the 31st of May. My dad died at the beginning of February. So Service Canada was the one that I guess let RCMP know, because I checked off the box that said my dad had been a licensed, he had a firearms license, so that's probably what triggered them, because because she seemed like she didn't know, and then she said, well, you must have checked something off or told it, and I'm like, I don't know, because I just wanted to know, yeah, so that happened. So maybe I'll hear about my dad's final CPP. I don't know. I still have to do his tax. I need to wait for more information. I guess as executor, I'm supposed to be compiling more of the debts and all that stuff, like together, like the financial picture, and get the taxes done, final return. As his daughter, I am just like, you know, my dad's birthday happened a few days after the memorial for his brother, my Uncle Mike's memorial service, because he passed away last year, May. So that happened, and that was a day that we had to say goodbye to Chai suddenly, because Chai had a mouth cancer that was going to kill her within a couple months, if that. So there was that, and then my dad's birthday happened, and it's, you know, all the first days of things happening, you know, that without my dad existing anymore, and the pressure I feel now. I was survivor twin. Now I'm like the only person, relative, etc., of my dad who can make him, can compile what he had saved of his life, the paper, photographs and stuff, put it, and the stuff that mattered to his mom, to my granny pulling, and that into something. And if I don't pull myself together and just do it, it's done. It's like we never happened. It's a lot of pressure, you know? So I'm racing a lot. My vlogs are behind because when I tried to make the vlog of April 20 to 23rd, it had issues, you know, and so I haven't gone back to working on that, and I missed out on the spring blossoms. I haven't been outside yet. Sometimes I cry and sometimes I don't about it, like a sob will come out. Other times I'm, you know, distract myself. I watched all of Stranger Things season 4 so far. Looking forward to the rest of the season, July 1st. I'm hearing the sounds of summer, feeling the heat of summer, and I'm just trying to get by. But I feel like it's a lot to put on me to be executor of my dad, and yet I knew, something in me knew that this was going to happen. And the houses, I had a feeling about that, and that's why I was hard on him about it, but I didn't know he was so far gone sick. And nobody else was like... And what hurts is to know that there would be at least one other person that would be involved right now if my dad still owned the homes, because then there would have been something of value in it for them to be involved. And that guts me to know that my dad is of value, it's a value to some people only if he owned, that hurts so bad. It hurts a lot. So that's how I'm doing. I'm not showing you me right now because I need to bathe. I'm at that point of like, I need to bathe, and I'm also like topless and everything right now. Anyway, I gotta go. That's the end of May. The end of May is the end of May, not the end of me. I'm watching some reaction channels. You can see the city. You can see there's concerts going on over there, and it's hot, and I need to turn the fan on. Okay, bye.